Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to your first Wit and Wisdom lesson for the week. I really enjoyed reading your stories about your fairy godmother. If you have not gotten those into your teachers in 1A or 1B, go ahead and get those into us today. Because we're going to be doing another writing on today, and I don't want you to get behind. So again, today is Monday, April 27th, and this is our first Wit and Wisdom lesson for the week. Let's go ahead and get started. So our lesson goal for today is we will study the elements that are common in Cinderella stories. So right here at the bottom of the page, I have where you can click on the link and listen to the story before you continue on with the lesson for today. We always want to refresh our memory with the book that we're reading for each lesson. This is the book that I would like for you to read, Cinderella by Marcia Brown. You do not have to go back and necessarily read Glass Slipper, Goat Sandal unless you have time and you want to enjoy that book again. Now, what we want to do is look at some similarities in Cinderella stories. We have good characters, evil characters, a magical element, and proof of identity. Good means doing kind and helpful things. So we want to look for the characters in the stories that are being kind, that are helping other characters, and doing things that are helpful. Our evil characters are characters that are doing very bad things. It's the opposite of our good characters. There's a magical element in every Cinderella story. That magical element is magical people, animals, or objects that can do impossible things. Then we have a proof of identity. That means that something that shows who someone is. These are the things that we're going to be looking for in our Cinderella stories today. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to think about our characters and think about our elements for Cinderella stories. And I want you to take a moment to actually try and match the character with the elements in the story. So which one of these characters would go under good characters? We have Cinderella, the fairy godmother, stepmother, a magic wand, and the glass slipper. What of these things are going to go under magical elements under these categories? I want to give you guys a minute to kind of think. If we had to draw a line from one character to one of the story elements, what would you do there? Just take your finger and swipe it across the screen to match all of the characters. I'm going to give you guys a minute to do that. Very good. So here, let's talk about it. If you match Cinderella with good characters, kiss your brain. The fairy godmother is also a good character because she's very helpful to Cinderella in the Cinderella stories. So you didn't have to just match one character to one element. Some characters can go under more than one element. So as far as our evil characters, we have that stepmother. She's doing mean and evil things, and she's our evil character. The magical element is the fairy godmother. She does things in each story that is magical. Another magical element is the fairy godmother's magic wand because that's what she uses to do things for Cinderella to get her ready for the ball. And then proof of identity, I'm going to explain that may have been the only one that you all had a little bit of trouble identifying, but that's going to be the glass slipper. The glass slipper tells the prince, if you think about it, tells the prince who the slipper belongs to. So it identifies who the princess was at the ball, which was Cinderella. Great job on that. Sending some shine your way. Now, the next thing that I want you to do is on a small piece of paper or an index card, I would like for you to draw a picture of Cinderella. You're going to need this as you listen to today's story and as we do some things throughout the story. I am going to be reading a couple of sentences from the story, and we're going to listen for when we hear Cinderella speak. So I have my text here, and I'm going to quickly read just a page from the book. And as I read, I want you to hold up your card. Now, you may have to pause the video to get your card ready, or if you can, just do a little thumbs up when you hear Cinderella speak. but I would like for at some point you to make a card with Cinderella on it because we'll need it for future lessons as well. So I'm going to just read a story and give me a thumbs up whenever you hear Cinderella talking. And this is on page 7. I'm going to kind of skip down a little bit. At last the happy day arrived. They departed, and Cinderella followed them with her eyes as long as she could. When she could no longer make them out, she began to cry. It was all in tears that her godmother found her. Why? What is the matter, my child? Have you heard Cinderella talk yet? No, we haven't. I wish, oh, I wish. Cinderella was so choked with tears that she could not get her words out. Now Cinderella's godmother was really a fairy. She said to her, "You wish you could go to the ball? Is it not so?" "Oh, yes," sighed Cinderella. How many times did you hear Cinderella speak? 2. You're absolutely right. Cinderella first says, "I wish, oh, I wish." That should have been a thumbs up because our main character is talking. Then at the end of the page, she says, "Oh, yes," sighed Cinderella. That should be another thumbs up. And the author actually tells us, I know you can't see it, but the author actually says, sighed Cinderella. Oh, I wish, oh, I wish. Cinderella was so choked with tears that she could not get her words out. So the author actually puts in indications that which character is talking, which is Cinderella. Let's continue. Now, you do not have to write these down. I want you to respond to an adult just like we did before. No writing is necessary for this part. How do you know, again, when Cinderella was telling the story? When is our main character speaking? And think about what you learned from Cinderella's words and how can they help you understand the story. So on the pages that I just read, one way that we know that she's telling the story is because it tells us, sighed Cinderella, or Cinderella could not get her words out. Now, how does that help us understand the story? This page lets us know that Cinderella wants to go to the ball. She's letting her fairy godmother know that she would like to go to the ball. Sorry, this is a little tricky. This is the page that I'm reading from. Let me read another page. How do you know that Cinderella is talking? While she was telling her godmother everything that happened at the ball, her 2 stepsisters knocked on the door. Cinderella ran to let them in. "How late you are," she said, yawning, rubbing her eyes and stretching as if she had just waked out of a sound sleep. While they were gone, she had no wish to sleep. So again, it said, Cinderella says, "How late you are." That would be another thumbs up. We know that Cinderella is speaking. Cinderella was delighted. What was the name of this princess? They answered, "No one knows." The king's son is desperate. He could give anything to know who she is. At this, Cinderella smiled and said softly. Cinderella said softly, "The king's son, she was then so beautiful? My goodness, how lucky you are. Would I wish I could see her." That's again Cinderella talking. And what this lets us know is that Cinderella is pretending that she wasn't at the ball because that's what she had to do so that her stepsisters wouldn't know that she was the actual princess. Now, we're going to look at evidence. This is going to be our way of leading into our writing that's coming. So I want you to pay very close attention here. Our craft question is, why is considering evidence to form an opinion important? We're going to get into some opinion writing for this module. Evidence is information from the text, and opinion is what someone thinks or feels about something. So an example of this would be, I think funny books are the best books to read. Is that what everyone thinks? No, it's not. Some people may like mystery novels, or some people might like biographies or different genres of books. However, an opinion is something that I personally think that's one way that you can tell whether it's an opinion and it's not going to be true for everyone. So, what I want you to do here is I would like for you to give me a thumbs up if I read you an opinion statement and a thumbs down if it's not an opinion. And you can just do this right along with me. So one example is summer is the best season. Give you a minute to think about it. Summer is the best. Is that opinion or no? You got it. You got it. That is an opinion, boys and girls. Some people, my favorite season, or the season that I think is the best, is fall. I don't all the time think that it's summer. And everybody can have an opinion on that. Okay? I ate cereal for breakfast this morning. Thumbs up or down? That's a thumbs down. You're right. This is not an opinion. This is a fact. I actually did eat a bowl of Apple Jacks this morning with my daughter. So that would be a thumbs down. That's a fact. It's not an opinion. Next, we live in the United States. You're right again. Thumbs down. That is not an opinion. That is a fact. We all live in the United States. I think baseball is the best sport to play. Can't trick you guys. Thumbs up. Yes, that is an opinion. Not everyone thinks that baseball is the best sport to play. I know some of my students, Tadrian, Camelo, some of you guys think that football or basketball is the best sport to play. So that's an opinion. Jumping rope is the most fun thing to do at recess. Thumbs up or down? Right, thumbs down. With our nice new playground, I don't see many of you jumping rope as much as climbing or swinging on that swing that you all love to swing on, or spinning around on the equipment that allows you to spin around. Or some of you guys just love those brand new swings that we have. So absolutely, jumping rope, that is in opinion. Everybody might not want to jump rope at recess. Great job. Now, today's must do is you must write an opinion statement about chips versus popcorn. Yummy! You all know Miss Brandy loves dill pickle chips, but I also love popcorn and I love mixing them together. However, today we're going to talk about what is your opinion. Opinion is how you feel about something. You give a reason or supporting detail. And we're going to keep it very simple today, parents. Right here, you can see I like blank because, or my favorite blank is blank because. So state your opinion and then tell me why. That's all I want you all to do today. We're going to get into some more writing later on. Here is a sample. Keep it simple. So I want you to do exactly what I did. I like popcorn, or I like chips because. So I wrote, I like popcorn because it is the perfect snack when watching a movie. I love the buttery taste. Boys and girls, simple as that. Use this screen to help you pause it. Use the words. And one thing I want you to make sure that you do is any of the words on the page that you see as a reference, make sure that you spell the words correctly. We do not want to see the word because misspelled, or chips or popcorn, because those things are here to help you. Parents, please allow them to use them as a resource. Thank you. I look forward to seeing your writing.